it is Calxiyn and Hunter here. If you guys enjoyed this video, you guys should become patrons over on Patreon to support our channel, but subscribe for daily RWBY videos. Mostly.
Mostly.
We're doing our best.
I guess. I
yeah,
don't know.
sometimes.
Sometimes.
But yeah, so RWBY got development. Isn't that great? So...
As the show? No, the character.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I'm saying, like, remember we did that, like, character analysis about RWBY and talked about how, like, it would really improve her to get some character development and stuff, and then while I was looking, I was basically making a list of all the different type of content that we've ever done on the channel, so, like, meme videos, or, like, theory videos, or discussion videos. Remember I made the Wee Plaza meme? That was me. And the Little Mermaid meme for when Raven fell or Brunel died and all that. But yeah, so
it really was your finest work.
It has 16,000 views. It gets more views than some of our serious videos. It's always the ones that you don't think. Anyway, my point is I was looking through all our videos and we made this video during Volume 5 like, will RWBY get development? And then the answer was no. She didn't. So, we're back here. I think RWBY's getting some really solid development this season, and so I would like to talk about it now.
Yes.
Like, firstly, I feel like that she's just talking a lot more. I get, like, her character's being explored through her own words. Like, I feel like I'm letting everyone down, right? That was from the recent episode. Well, let's start. Like, she's displaying anger and frustration a lot. Like, she fucking throws the bottle on the wall, right? When she's having that scene with Crow, she throws her cell phone.
She's being assertive.
Yeah, she dismisses Ozpin's plea not to ask Jin about his history, and then does it anyway. Like, she's being disobedient, she's being very assertive, right? And that's a very fairy tale thing, like, you know what I mean? Like, there wouldn't be a story if Little Red Riding Hood didn't walk off the path and disobey her mother, you know what I mean? And so, it's sort of one of those things where I'm like, yeah, like, this season really goes back to fairy tale roots in a good way.
I feel like RWBY wasn't, like, I feel like RWBY hasn't walked off the trail, though. RWBY's like, oh god. I did everything right. I went all of my classes, and now my high school is destroyed, my friends is dead, and a god is trying to eat my whole sister. God is trying to eat my whole sister. For
Thanks,
some reason,
Hunter.
that was supposed to be about Salem, and my sister doesn't have an arm, because it was cut off by her possible girlfriend. I don't know, ex-boyfriend, I think.
Her possible girlfriend's ex-boyfriend? Okay. Anyway.
Adam.
I know what you're talking about!
I'm saying that poor RWBY did everything she was supposed to.
I know! Well, that's the thing, is that good people don't win in fairy tales, unless they're a little bad. So, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Jack and the Beanstalk, he disobeys his mom and sells the cow for the beans, and yeah, he got to go to, like, bed without supper that one time, but, you know, he's rich now, so that's how it all works, right, Hunter?
I wonder if the mom's ever just like, okay, listen, like, you were right, I'll admit you were right, but motherfucker, can you blame me for being upset?
I know. I love how the fairy tale never even, like, says, like, Jack's mom was astonished. Like, she
beat
just, it's not even
ass.
It's not even there. Anyway.
Like, Mom, I got the money. I don't give a shit how you did it. You're making me look bad.
This is a little off topic, but yeah. I'm just glad that she's gotten a lot of that development this season, and I like the throwing of the phone, and the throwing of the bottle, and also just how she's like, Maria, I feel like I'm letting everyone down, and somebody in Arnold's discussion last night was like, RWBY, you're the youngest one here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not necessarily your job to be the adult and take responsibility, you know? That's Crow's job, and he's letting you down.
The adult is like a 70-year-old. A woman in her late 70s,
an 8-year-old
early 80s.
boy with a grown-ass man.
A child with a grown-ass man inside of him, which now that I say that out loud, with multiple personalities, let's say.
Okay.
Or an alcoholic. You are the, you're doing
You're
great,
doing
sweetie.
fine, RWBY.
You're
like,
doing fine.
It's okay.
You're making
right?
everyone proud.
I know. But I'm just really glad that they're exploring that. And she has interest in her silver eyes now because she met Maria and all that stuff. And she's also like, so when can I shoot Grim with my lasers, right? Like, with my eye lasers. And so you still see that she has this sort of, I guess, like, innocent character, you know what I mean? Like, she's still sort of thinking about the superheroes and the people in the fairy tales, like, my eyes can shoot laser beams, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's, like, an interesting thing. And then she says something else interesting this episode. She said, even if Ozpin came back, I don't know if I could trust him. And I thought that was interesting because when we were sort of placing our bets last volume and like even a couple episodes before, like we thought that Yang and Weiss would be the most distrustful because they talked to Raven, but we said that RWBY would still be on Ozpin's side, and so to see that he's not, like, or she's not on his side, like that's really interesting development for her, because like she still believes in going to Atlas, but what does she think about Ozpin? Like, we're just getting a lot of interesting questions brought up, and I think it's really improving her character, because I feel like, so last volume, Lindsay was like, RWBY gets really angry this season, right? And then all RWBY said was, I'm not okay, or I'm angry, or whatever, right? Like that line that was kind of terrible, like in hindsight. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I think I do.
It's when they're all together fighting in Haven, and Yang's like, are you okay, RWBY? And she's like, no, I'm angry, or whatever.
Looks at the camera, just... music swell, I'm angry.
Yeah, and so this is like...
I feel like this is what she was talking about.
Yeah,
I feel like maybe she didn't they didn't give her the best line, or the best synopsis.
Maybe not. Happens. Yeah, and so, like, in terms of this is real anger. Like, this is real frustration. Like, and it's a show don't tell thing, right? She's throwing the bottle, she's throwing the phone, she looks frustrated, emotional, expressively, like, with her body language. Like, it's not like, I'm mad, Maria, I'm angry, Ekro, right? She's not talking like that. And there's another thing that happens, is that she starts to get frustrated, because she's like, Maria, if I already knew everything, I wouldn't be asking for help, right? She gets really, like... angry there for a second, and you can see her patience is starting to drain.
I have been a ball of sunshine and unproblematic for too long.
I know. That's basically how I think that she feels, right? Mm-hmm. And so I just think that they're doing a really good job. I think RWBY's doing a really solid job. I do think that eventually maybe they'll try to go outside of the city and train her Silver-Eyed Warrior powers, but at the same time, there's only 5 episodes left, so I feel like that's gonna take a backseat for a second. Like, we have info about the Silver Eyes, but she's not gonna actually be able to, you know, train with them. I feel like that would be better suited in Atlas, where maybe there's a controlled area with Grim around that she could be like, you know, like that's my Silver-Eyed Warrior noise. Or if we did another theory this week about Cinder maybe kidnapping Oscar, what if the way that RWBY stops is that she remembers, oh, Cinder triggers it from the Battle of Haven, so I can use my, like, she does it, wee, and then she takes Cinder down another time, and Cinder's like, what the fuck, like, looking at her,
damn it.
Right? And so that sort of reveals that Cinder has the Grim Arm and all that sort of stuff. But I would really like that if RWBY then uses her eyes to be able to kind of save Oscar, or, you know, stop Cinder even temporarily, so they can just...
Right, and that's how, God, it's been so long since I watched Volume 3, that's how Cinder lost her eye.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that, because a lot of people are confused and still think it has to do with the Maiden powers, but it doesn't. So, we're gonna talk about that another time, in another video this week, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. If you guys are like, but Kel, like, Cinder wasn't Grim in Volume 3, but it's the Grim Bug and a bunch of other stuff, so, yeah, that's...
So she wasn't as Grim, but she probably still had some Grim.
Exactly, and so that's why we think that she got injured, right? And so for this, like, I think that RWBY should use her Silver Eyes on someone with that extra focus from Maria. And Maria even said, like, hey, we're not gonna go out and fight Grim right now, we're gonna create sort of a mental state for you to tap into, right? And, like, when she said that, I was like, that's kind of like acting. Or, like singing, I guess. Because, like, Michelle, that's my vocal teacher, she'll be like, Kaylin, like, have you ever felt like this before? Think about that moment. Like, think about that. And so that's kind of what Maria's doing.
You tweeted something like that recently.
Yeah, I did, because...
And I was like, what the hell is this about?
No, because, I did a show...
Did you ever feel like that? Did someone ever do that to you? Yes.
I did a show on the weekend, and Michelle said, like, Kaylin, has somebody ever told you that they like you just the way that you are? And, like, and I was like, I mean, not, like, verbally, but, like, I'm sure somebody said that, right? And so she was like, well, think about your, like, friends who have said that to you, or, like, your viewers who have said that to you, because she knows
your viewers, because goddamn, you do not have friends, and I met Hunter, and he's a bit of a dick sometimes.
Yeah.
Although you deserve it.
And so that's what I'm sort of saying, it's bringing up those sort of feelings, and so you kind of have to wonder, too, like RWBY and what sort of mind state she is gonna create for herself, because that'll give a lot of depth and insight
Sing a
to
song,
her character.
RWBY!
Oh God, Hunter, why?
Oh my God!
I don't know if I love these videos or hate these videos right
what
now.
if it's like the Queen and I? It's just like whenever I'm upset, I just whistle.
What?
From the fucking the Queen and I.
The King
and I. That's what it was. Doesn't she have a song where it's just like whenever you're upset, whistle? No. No.
No.
Okay.
No, Hunter.
I swear to God, there's a fucking.
Oh. This video's over anyway.
Why can't I use my hands properly?
I hope that you guys enjoyed. We will see you later. Hunter's gonna find this stupid whistling song, but I've listened to The King and I. I don't think it's what he's talking about. Anyway, bye guys.
The King and I whistling.